I'm not talking to you.
Yes, you don't.
What?
You look cute. You look cute, Sean. How come? What you doing?
We're rolling, yes.
What did one stick of butter say to the other stick of butter?
Butter? Oh, butter. What did one stick of butter say to the other stick of butter?
Said, "You're my butter from another other."
Take back that compliment. Looking cute.
Hello, everybody. I don't know if you could just hear Sean coming in with the corny joke of today's segment. He came with a very good one. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Tricky, where we take your mind off of what's going on outside the closet and bring you in here for some corny jokes and a guest. So we usually spend a lot of time on Saturday with Tiffany, and Tiffany brings
Too much time on Saturday.
Tiffany had some great points, and we kind of wanted to talk about them, especially because it's time to talk about them.
But you listen to Tiffany
So
on
this is Tiffany.
Saturday?
I just have my ears open and my eyes closed.
I don't understand. You don't listen to me on Saturday?
I do. I can repeat everything that happens, but Jodi is usually like 2 sheets to the wind. Okay?
I think the very times that I come early.
Oh.
So guys, this is Tiffany Lawson. She is from Sagicor, and she's going to be talking to us today about life insurance. Is it like which other insurance you have?
Critical illness insurance also.
Oh Lord, lots of insurance.
But also, I didn't know that you had to have, is it critical illness insurance before you can get a mortgage?
Life insurance.
It's life insurance.
Yeah, so you have to be insured for whatever you're borrowing from the bank, because pretty much it tries to avoid you leaving a property in debt.
Oh.
So like, especially if you're the breadwinner and you have young kids, how would they be able to continue the mortgage after the fact? So whatever you're borrowing, you have to be insured for, and the bank becomes the beneficiary of the policy. And so God forbid something happens to you before you pay off the mortgage, they get their money and your family is good in their home, not getting put out.
Yeah.
Before we talk about that, and so we talk critical illness, we see nowadays more and more people are having cancer, more and more people having sickness. Like it's nothing.
Especially younger people.
Yeah, younger people. We don't plan for this, right? But I think it's kind of important to talk about because so much shit is happening, and I think a lot of it. Our food, our environment, and it's changed since when Jesus was a boy, and I think that's when you get like all of these sicknesses. But what I wanted to
Jesus was a boy.
Jesus was a boy.
We were way back.
You know, I would like some insurance, but would you be able to create a plan for me off of what I'm able to spend for the month on an insurance package?
Yeah, of course. So to add to what you said about like the food and stuff that we eat, I think another major thing that we forget about is this generation and future generations are so caught up in like the hustle mentality. Hustle never sleeps. You have to have 5 different side hustles along with your 9 to 5 and all that, and that amount of stress on your body also takes a toll. You're not resting, but you're also not eating properly, not finding time to exercise, none of that. So of course you're going to be more susceptible to certain illnesses, unfortunately. So what I do when I meet with someone for the first time and I try to put a portfolio together for them, I tell them what they should have. Because of course you want to have your life insurance, you want to have your critical illness insurance, you want to be investing money and saving money and what have you. But it makes no sense that I tell you that you have to spend X when you only make Y.
Right.
So what I do is at first I tell you what you should have, and then from there we'll go based on your budget and see what you can fit in.
Okay.
Somebody's also saying genetics too, which is right. And then I saw a comment earlier about life insurance being peace of mind. Because I feel like it doesn't matter how young you are. I think that's something that I'd like to start looking into. So maybe I won't get as drunk on a Saturday. But I want to look at like doing my will. And then with doing a will, I want to be able to look into life insurance. Well, more life insurance for Sean. So when I kill him off, I can get something.
I never heard that.
Do you have because we see this on like Lifetime movies and they're like, oh, she does this for the insurance. Have you seen cases out there where you're like, I'm sure the wife knock him off?
Okay, well, thankfully I haven't personally, but I feel like since I've been at Sagicor, I've heard stories of people like.
Did she get away with it? What she did?
So that's why you have to have like insurable interest when you. So like, for example, if you take a life insurance out on your child, you have to be there's an amount you have to be insured for in order to take out a certain amount for your child to ensure that you're not just insuring your child to
do something to the child.
Yeah. And similarly for spouses, same thing if a husband is taking out life insurance on a wife or what have you, there has to be insurable interest to ensure that that is not why you're being insured.
Has Sean insured me?
I don't know.
Alright, well on that note, Lady B Mixology has brought the vibes to the closet once again. This was not what I was drinking.
Yeah.
I had a bad day yesterday, so Lady B gave me my favorite, the Grapefruit Rosemary Delight. Tiff, what you got?
Passion chamomile. It's really good.
And I'm orange green grape.
Does that match you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
Why you had to make your boob drink?
I did.
So we have a couple people that are on the live and they are asking questions about insurance. So something that you said a while ago, Tiffany, was really, really important, that you look at somebody's budget and then you tell them based off of what they're making, you say to them, okay, well, this is what you may be able to handle paying per month, right? And so how do you make these payments per month with Sagicor? Do I have to walk into the office? How do I do this?
Oh gosh, we have so many. Well, first of all, let me just say that when people forget that financial advisors are not just there to sell you a policy. So what I do is I literally go through your budget with you to see where your money is going, because sometimes you feel like you can afford something and you can't, or sometimes you feel like you cannot afford something and there's room in the budget for it. You can make payments online. We have our online platform, payments shop immediately. You can make payments through Paymaster. You can make payments at our offices, as well as you can do a standing order or a salary deduction, whatever works best for you.
So I can pay online with a credit card?
Yeah.
So I could use Sean's credit card to put life insurance on him and then have life insurance.
Yeah. And in terms of the peace of mind that you're talking about earlier, I think a lot of people forget when they write their will and they purchase property and they do all these things, they have this whole estate left for their loved ones, and they don't think about estate taxes. Estate taxes are 15 to 17% of the value of the estate. Where's that cash gonna come from? You know, especially if you have young kids who, you know, suppose something happens to you when they're not working yet or anything like that. Where do they find that cash?
So so life insurance now, that means, okay, so I take out a life insurance policy and I die in like 5 years. That means that the accumulated money goes to whoever the beneficiary is. And then, so like say I now die after 10 years, it will be more money that my beneficiary gets?
Yep.
So what if my beneficiary also dies with me?
There's usually, well, that's why you have a will.
Okay.
Because there's always, it would probably just go to the estate. And then
you know we're going down together, right?
That's right.
Okay.
That's fact.
You're all here for it.
But no, that's why estate planning is not just about a will, and it's not just about life insurance. Everything works together to ensure that there is peace of mind when it comes to your passing and like your loved ones are good. That's the important thing. And even when you talk about peace of mind, you have to think about also the critical illness aspect, because I realize a lot of people don't know that part of what kind of kills you out quicker when you get diagnosed with a critical illness is the stress. You're trying to figure out where you're going to get this money from. There's so many, yes, there's health insurance, but there's so many doctors and healthcare facilities that don't take health insurance and you have to claim back. Or, you know, there are certain things that you have to pay for out of pocket, certain specialists you have to see, or even if you can't work during the treatment time, you want to think about income replacement. And people don't know that critical illness insurance, unlike with health insurance, we literally just give you the cash.
Yeah.
Like the money is
so
just
what
put
would
in
you
your account.
consider critical illness? Like suppose I have chicken pox and I can't work for that time. Will my critical insurance kick in then?
No.
Because it's not critical? So
no.
Critical
illness is like a heart attack, stroke, cancer, lupus, Alzheimer's, anything like that is like debilitating for a set period of time.
And the critical insurance will cover so the time I'm off from work, money to be able to live
No, we just give you, upon first diagnosis of critical illness, the company just gives you a disbursement for whatever you're insured for. So if it's 5 million, if it's 10 million, whatever it is, it's put in your bank account. So the good thing about it is that your savings are not earmarked for critical illness, right? Your savings are there for other things. You can't put off buying a property or doing whatever you want to do because you get diagnosed with critical illness. You don't still have to start from scratch. So even if you have health insurance that covers all of it, which I've seen since I've worked there, a client was diagnosed with breast cancer, had health insurance that covered most of her treatments, thankfully, and then she had a cool 10 million to like start back over when she, you know, was in remission and ready to go back to work. She had $10 million to pay off bills. She was able to not have to stress about where money was coming from during that time frame.
Mm-hmm. So when I have critical illness now and I have nothing is wrong with me. What happens to all that money? Do I get to 90 and I'm like, this is critical, like I want to balls out now? Can I
It depends on the plan, because we have different critical illness plans. So some of them would have a cash value over time. Others will mature at age 75 and you get back a portion of the premiums that you paid over that time frame. Okay. So it doesn't just all disappear. It's not like car insurance where if you don't use it, you don't get anything back.
Right. Okay,
There's
good.
always something.
Okay, I think that's good.
Yeah.
See, 75, you can go balls to the wall, like rent a villa somewhere, just like
celebrate the fact you made it to 75 without a critical illness.
Yes,
absolutely.
So there must be like a cutoff point in your life where you can't get critical illness anymore.
60s are cut off.
Okay, and then suppose now I've been diagnosed, I can't get critical illness if my diagnosis with cancer has come back today. I can't go and get critical no. Okay, you'd have to do it before.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I always say, you know, I think also people bash insurance and they talk about how it's a scam and this and it's a waste of money and this and that. But guess what I've seen? People do not realize that they need insurance until they actually need it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not a priority to them. They don't think about it. Everybody feels that they're invincible. And then something happens and they're like, oh my gosh, I wish I had this. Like, I literally had a client get diagnosed with critical illness and she was like, wow, I should have listened to you when you told me to increase it all these times. But as far as she was concerned, she had no family history, nothing. So she didn't think she had anything to worry about. So she pretty much did the bare minimum. And so I say to people, once you get diagnosed with critical illness, you can't get insurance after that. So you're uninsurable. So it's better to just lock it in now. You lock in your age. You lock in your health status. So even if anything happens to you down the line, if you get hypertension or anything like that, you have the insurance already. We can't take it from you.
Right. So if, like, I was doing my BBL and something happened, would I be able to get my critical illness money?
Actually, it depends. It depends because, I mean, if it's something that caused, like, a stroke while you're on the table or something, you'd be able to get a payout for that.
And then, like, a payout, and then I could use that payout to, like, rebuild?
Whatever you want to do with the money is up to you, you know.
What are some of the questions, Trey? Because I kind of set up a little further away today, so I see a lot of writing.
I know, I can't. Can you read that?
There's a lot of people who are just telling their sob stories. Well, not sob stories,
but their experiences
that are unfortunate.
Sad.
They're sad and they're unfortunate. Somebody says that, you know, proper financial planning and proper budgeting is so important. And this one was really a sad story. Oh gosh, I lost it. Oh no, it's gone. Hold on.
I got the short straw today.
But pretty much she said that she didn't have any insurance and she lost her job and she couldn't get a job for like 5 years or so and she didn't do it she couldn't pay her stuff and so like she just like lost all of her money and then had to leave
and then if you like have expenses, like you have kids, you have rent, you have, you know, a car note and all of this stuff, and then something, God forbids happens, I think critical, especially with what's happening, as somebody said, genetics, you know, the crap that we're eating, you know, the lifestyles that we're living, you know, like it's all fun and games, you know, between 6 p.m. and 2 a.m., but it causes like a strain on your bodies, you know, especially after carnival. You know, my body's gonna be well strained out.
Oh my gosh, I can't do it.
So what I want to ask too is that I don't remember. I had such a good question.
Where's your drink? I want your straw. I want your drink too, actually.
Okay. Oh, you want my drink too?
Yeah.
I can't drink.
Yeah, Lily.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway, So you are the girl that we would come to talk to inside your car about critical illness planning, doing all of those things.
What I'm here for is full financial planning. So everything from your budget to your plans to buy a property, saving, investment, saving for your child's education, complete retirement
let's
planning.
talk about the plans to buy a property. Tell me about that, because I do want to buy another property, but I'm just not seeing where I can pull from. And then also when I did my video, which I'll pin now, over on YouTube. A lot of people
What
ask
is the
me
maximum age that you can apply for insurance? You can't apply for insurance after.
It depends on
Critical
what
illness, the cutoff age is 60, but life insurance, we have some plans that cut off at 70, some cut off at 75, and some don't really cut off as long as you're in good health. I mean, the likelihood of you getting it after a certain age is slim just because of, the wear and tear in your body. Chances are you probably have, like, most of Jamaicans end up with hypertension or diabetes or what have you, and that would make you uninsurable at that age. It's not to say that you can't get insurance if you're young and have these things. It's just that you might end up paying a little bit more.
you're more of a risk.
Yeah.
So back to my question, right? When I did my apartment video, I had done, some stocks, I'd done trades, I'd done selling of goods and services.
Just what services? What services are selling, Joe?
Anyway.
Whatever Sean requested.
Yeah, whatever Sean requested. I said that is a 30. Anyway. But how do we want to plan effectively to be able to buy our own property, how did you do it? And I keep trying to figure out, like, how can I put all of this together in a video where I can tell people, but you now saying that there's property insurance, not property insurance, but
Credit or life insurance.
yeah.
So the first step I usually ask people when they say they want to buy property is, okay, how much are you going to put down and how much are you going to be borrowing? You have to think about the deposit. There's so many costs that are associated with buying a property, as you know. You have to pay lawyer fees, you have to pay surveyor,
Stamp duty,
all kind of stuff, right? So you want to make a plan. Don't just be like, I earn 100,000 a month and I want to buy property in 6 months, because it's going to be impractical.
That's
I'm going to tell you straight up. You have to be practical with your goals, right? They have to be reachable, and it's not saying that you can't set some far out goals, but you have to be practical about them. So you want to start investing your money and saving your money instruments based on your timeline. There are different investment instruments that you can use to help save up money over that time, and also make sure that you're earning interest on that money, so you're capitalizing on the growth of that money. You also want to, of course, get into place your life insurance, because it's better to assign your own life insurance and taking it through the institution. You want to also, what I help my clients do is I try to put them in like unit trust investments and more long-term investments to help them pay off the mortgage quicker than what they're allowed. So if you have a 25-year mortgage, I'm like, okay, let's see how we can cut it down to at least 15. And I put things in place to ensure that they're saving up money so that they can pay that off quicker, and therefore be like you and look to buy a second property or whatever they want to do.
Yeah, because I don't really like old money. I can't wait till this the year is. I have a year until I can start making lump sums towards my mortgage, because I just don't like that I have this mortgage just there, kind of, going till all hours. Tracy, with nicely to them, what are some questions?
Do I have to go in office every year for the insurance increase to be removed from my salary? Because my insurance was supposed to be increased since last year, August, but I still haven't been into office.
As in go into a surgical office?
I think so, yeah.
You're supposed to have an agent.
Yeah, first of all, if you have a good advisor, they're supposed to come to you every year and do an annual review, and therefore they do whatever they need to be done in terms of like paperwork. Like I would carry paperwork to you guys or whatever the case may be, and then there's a part on the application form that you sign as an email indemnity. So you can literally, you're supposed to be able to just email the company or email your advisor directly and give out instructions as to those things. So it's not. I don't see why that would be the case.
I can't wait to find a sugar mama.
Drew.
Drew locked in with these comments. Okay, well, before we continue on with all of this insurance talk, which is very informative, and
I don't think there's an age limit. Like, I think too that we need to kind of invoke our audience to be like, this is something that you need to think about.
Definitely.
For sure.
I mean, for me, this whole entire...
Stop touching your breast. Can she insure her breast?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I mean, unless you can show that they're bringing value, like...
I think they're definitely
But for me, this whole insurance talk is so important, and it's important for me to have a financial advisor that I trust and that understands my goals and that knows like what I want to do. And sometimes, yeah, Tiffany was really there for me, and it was funny because you know she comes, we're great friends, and every Saturday Tiffany's there, but she's never really pushed anything on me. And it was one Saturday that I said to her, you know, Tiff, I feel like I had some money in the Sagicor bank and I wasn't happy. I know. I wasn't happy with what the money was doing, and I just said, Tiff, can we make an appointment to talk, because I need to figure out what I'm doing with this money and how can you help me. And Tiffany's just a wealth of knowledge, and she's honestly sitting down here, and there's so much that you're spewing out right now that a lot of it is going over my head because it's not relevant to me at this time, and I need a breakdown of things in a slower format. So when you were like, let's talk about it, and we went and we had our lunch, and Tiffany was just like, okay, this is what you have, this is what you want to do, okay, let's take your money and let's start off with this. She's like, if you feel comfortable with doing this, let's roll it like this for a couple months, 6 months, let's see where you are after that. If you want to increase, maybe you might want to start something new, but let's just do this. And to me that was really important because I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Yeah, I think once you have a good advisor, you like they're confident with what they're saying, you can see that, then people who don't know what they're talking about kind of just looking like, okay, I trust you, want me to put my money there? And then after the 6 months, when Tiffany's like, okay, Tracy, so you can see that we rolled over this, we pulled over that, and this is what you have. She's like,
and then she can even say to you, okay, well, you did really well, you got a raise, this means that you have X amount of more money coming in, so you can have this little bit more to play with.
Right.
So I think that that's important. So it's also important that you are transparent with your financial advisor.
Of course, absolutely.
Before we go on though, I am working up an appetite.
Pause!
What?
I don't want to say it, allegedly. Why are people saying Spice is pregnant?
Where?
Well, I don't know.
For who?
That's a good question.
That is our next part of the source.
How do we know
That is our next piece of the
Multiple
source.
people are writing it. Did she post something? Do I need to send flowers?
Where are you going? They're saying that on our live?
She is!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Whoa!
So wait, what happened to that BB?
Allegedly.
I was thinking that though. I'm like, wait, that's a waste.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So is it a boy? Why she's wearing blue?
She's Spice. She always wears blue.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh, this is so exciting!
Yeah, I love
wow.
little babies. They're nice, especially when they're not.
Oh my
yours.
gosh, she's
crazy.
Oh, wow, this is great. Spice! Oh my god, I'm going to call her after this. I'll send a message to my bestie. This is so great.
Thank you.
Just comes back with a bang, eh?
That's
Literally.
wow. But she got a bang.
She definitely got a bang.
And then she came back with a bang.
Okay, congratulations. This is very exciting. Oh
That's
wow.
nice.
I know.
That's very
Congrats,
nice.
Spice.
I mean, it always just brings like such joy and happiness to a household until they start talking back. Once they talk back, it's like, oh, it's a little.
Jodi bringing this vibe today to the show. Congratulations, Spice. We're so happy for you. Little babies are so nice. And
Well, I saw when somebody, your bestie is pregnant, so I looked at you and was like, your belly not looking that bad today. Because you handed me the drink, and I'm like, oh, every time Tracy doesn't drink, somebody says she's pregnant.
No.
This is nice.
Okay, well.
Okay, what do we have today?
Today we have some wontons. We have a chicken salad wonton and a tuna salad wonton by Zenbu Creations. Zenbu. Zenbu Creations. You can find them on Instagram. Zenbu, are you here? Let us pin your comment if you are here. So Zenbu Creations, they do a lot of Japanese and Korean style street food. And
Oh, she does more than wontons?
yeah, she does
Yo,
more
her
than
wontons are the bomb. Anyway,
So Jodi was just like,
Which ones are these?
why are you traveling so far to pick up these wontons? Let me show you.
You came on a good day to talk. Oops. To talk about life insurance tip. You get
Nonsense.
wontons.
Being fed.
So, yeah, what else does she do than the wontons? Her wontons are so good.
And
They're
she's so
good.
affordable too.
We love budget friendly. That's
Yeah.
good.
It's so good.
Since we
She
went
does
to
like
the,
these little
insurance.
sushi roll kind of things. she does these like fish cakes, but there's no fish in them. They're just shaped like fishes, and inside is different things like chocolate or cheesecake. But it's a Korean style street food. And
These are so good. This is a tuna.
it's very good.
No.
You don't?
Let me taste the chocolate. Let me taste it.
I don't like canned fish. It's weird for me.
Send me. Oh, there's Zen Bush. You said hi.
So good.
No. So she does these wontons and they're really affordably priced. Oh my gosh, but they're so well spiced.
They're so good. Where the chicken was.
Speaking of spice,
Big Mama Spice.
Big Mama Spice. The kids must be so excited. When you have big kids like that, they can not only help out, but like they're so much more appreciative of, you know?
Well, I mean, it's kind of like when we had when Timmy and we were big and like we just raised Timmy because, you know, mommy was tired. And Timmy was 11 years younger than Jodi and 8 years younger than me. So I think that's nice for the parents too, that they can have the that kind of help going on. Oh my gosh, these wontons are addictive.
Do you think, okay, let's suppose Spice is having a girl. Do you think she's going to dress her girl in blue?
Yeah, like femininely blue.
Like powder blue.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Vibe.
I think we should have like a, alright, on Saturday let's celebrate, let's have a shower.
Oh yeah.
I don't think she's in Jamaica, but we can have a shower for her.
Should we like a blue cocktail?
Yes. Congratulations, Spice. I'm so happy for you. What we can buy her? But you know, she live in Paris, you have to buy, you know, you can't just have like, you know, a chair. You have to buy her a mamaru, you know?
Something bossy.
Yeah, something well bossy. You can't just buy her like, you know, what's the problem I have? A baby something. You have to buy her the one that walks beside you.
Well,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
There's a pram that you program it and
kids, so-
it doesn't walk, it just goes.
maybe you could buy her some colic medicine and like that little sippy bottle that, you know, that has a nipple on top that the babies take medicine out of.
I'll buy her the Jamaican colic medicine with the alcohol in there because you're going to need it.
Yeah. You need a
Not
bottle of
the
white
baby
rum?
out. When
You can just buy her that too. Yeah, but I think sometimes, you know, certain gifts get overlooked. Like, you know, I got so many receiving blankets that it was like, okay, but little things like, as I said, the colic medicine or the colic stuff for the flatulence. Remember that other thing, like, or the nose sucker. That was a good
nose freedom.
Yeah, and then diaper cream. That was a good.
Sucker.
Yeah, because you have to put
You have to suck out the bubble.
bubble.
So when you're a mom and the child, you can hear the child congested and you need the bulbous thing not working, you can use your nose, your mouth and suck it out.
What's happening if you go up in the emotes?
Yes, poop, poop, poop.
Ew!
On that note, we're just going to wash it down with a little lady mixology. Because what don't kill fat? You know, a little booger not hurt nobody.
I can't manage.
I'm not going to lie.
And then you know what?
These are the best wontons I've ever had.
My girl.
They're so good.
I don't
Nice and
know.
more chicken.
I'm so glad.
I think when you mix Chinese food with Jamaican
love
cooking, that it just ends up so right. You know what I mean?
I think so too.
Because Chinese food and even Japanese food in China and Japan, respectively, does not taste like what we get in the Western world, you know. I think Jamaicans have added, or the Western world have added their flair, and Jamaica especially has added their flair. And I was kind of surprised when I went over to Japan. It was lovely, but it was not with the kicks and flares like what we have with all the seasoning and the spice and the, you know. And I just wanted to drop in that I'd been to Japan, so that was the point of my story.
Well, I haven't been to Japan, but I feel like everywhere I go and eat sushi, like all these different countries and stuff, I feel like East is still like top tier.
Agreed. Everybody's hyping over Nobu and this one and that one, and I'm like, you need to come to Jamaica, like, you know. And our sushi is fresh. I mean, I think I've ever only had one problem ever at East, and it was like, and they looked about it right away. I think the customer service is pretty good, and the food is really, really good.
Yeah. Well, these wontons are so good, and they're.
I know we're all like, oh.
I know. I'm just ready to hear stuff in my face, like.
So
and they're so nicely priced. So like,
happened.
you know, my girlfriend, she's always inviting us over for like a Thursday and stuff. And
she's invited us for Saturday.
I know, I thought it was Thursday. Anyway.
Oh, it's not there?
But these are so affordably priced that I think I just might make a big order of some of her stuff to bring up there on Saturday, because, you know, it's just be like, okay, just deliver it to this address or whatever. Because when I went to the beach that time and I ordered all of those wontons,
and I think you got spring rolls too. They were so good.
no, it wasn't spring rolls. Did I get something else?
I feel like it was just wontons.
Yeah, and
So
we got
good.
so many wontons, and I remember when we went to pay for it, I was like, oh my gosh, like, how am I getting this plethora of wontons? So Zen, yeah, I know. Zenbu Creations, guys, check them out on Instagram. They also do, as I said, the little fish cakes that are available in General Foods. They're available in Fresh Approach. And I have yet to try those. I was hoping that she would send some of those over today, but unfortunately she did not, which just means we're gonna have to feature them again. On
Does she
another
do other
day.
flavors of wontons other than the fish and
Crab
shrimp?
rangoon?
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, a little blue heart for me. Sending that blue heart over to Spice. This is so exciting. Okay, so a post was just made. A young man commented and was just saying how difficult it was for him to go on a first date, especially in Jamaica. Because you go on a first date, you saw it?
The one about the ring lights and the
Yes,
tripod?
and like the girl backs out, especially going to the first time restaurant, Buzo, with the ring lights and with everything. First of all, I would never do that.
First of all, why somebody asked if that was me? I felt so disrespected. I was like, excuse me?
But do you think, like, first of all, I 100% stand behind this. I do not think that we are living in the moment now.
I don't think so either.
Nobody's living in the
Everybody's
moment.
so caught up, especially with TikTok. So like, there's actually, like, funny enough, after I saw that tweet, I saw this girl on TikTok who like, literally all her posts are about the dates that she goes on. And to me it's kind of weird because I feel like, especially like first dates, I'd be more interested in getting to know the person and all that versus making sure we have a cute little boomerang of chairs in and the food and all that. Like it's kind of weird.
Like,
right?
I don't want people to know I'm on a first date with you either. Like, I don't, like, for me, dating was something, I wouldn't say it was secretive, but like,
Private.
it's private.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Like, I don't want people to know. Like, I've dated a lot of people, and I mean, some of us are just friends now. I didn't kiss all of them.
Yeah.
But the fact that I dated you and I went on a date with you, I'd like to keep that a little bit private, you know?
Gina's saying it's a bit awkward, like you back out the ring lights. I just would not do that. Like,
Back out the ring light. I cannot believe
First of all,
that.
I don't even do that hair on a Saturday when I do that picture.
Oh,
Much
I just feel like I
That's
like to
not
live in the
much.
moment. Like even Carnival, like I had to force myself to take pictures. And Carnival Day, I had my phone in my hand, but I was living in the moment with what happened. You can ask me about Carnival, and I feel it in my gut. It's not like, oh, sit here.
I know.
You know what
and
I
we
mean?
have
And-
like 5 pictures between us.
Yeah,
Jodi
we
and
have
I.
like very few pictures,
Yeah.
but
You
we
know what
have.
though? I feel like, I mean, I've never been to Trinidad, but I feel like even for Jamaica Carnival, I find that I'm very grateful that I got to experience it for a lot of years before it became this whole social media thing.
Yeah,
Like when we had Blackberries and stuff, we weren't taking pictures on the road. You were literally just like, you're lucky if some of those random pages on Facebook got a picture of you and that's how you saw yourself after the fact. Like we literally were just living in the moment and enjoying Carnival to its fullness. Not like who can pose and stand up and record themselves singing a song. So when I get it, I mean that's all nice and stuff for some content, but I feel like nobody lives in the moment anymore. Nobody's actually enjoying things.
Would you go to a restaurant if the restaurant said, this is for everybody, I'm reading the comments. If the restaurant said, everybody's welcome, whatever. However, no ring lights are allowed. No ring lights, no flashes, no harsh lights.
Yes, because why am I taking a picture there? Like, I don't understand. Are we going there for food or are we going there to profile?
Yeah, and not only that, like I've seen all of the Buzo new restaurant TikToks, and it's like an overkill now. You're all giving the same thing. You're all doing the same thing. They're all ordering the same thing. They're all showing the same thing. It's all the same video, and it's just like, first of all, the video, and I haven't been because I can't get over the video where the guy pronounced the name wrong.
Which one? Because I feel like there's
Buzzo?
definitely more than one.
Buzzo,
No,
that's
there's
a restaurant.
definitely more
Buzzo.
than
I'm
one.
like, what? I'm like, before you do your big TikTok, why did you ask the lady, excuse me, what's the name of this restaurant?
Okay, right. So like I feel like even that, you know, when you do, you know, all of us here, we do influencer stuff. I feel like if I could not pronounce something, I'd ask before taking a video and doing a voiceover, because it was a voiceover.
Yeah.
So he could have literally asked when he was
Or
there,
call.
hey, how do you pronounce the name of the restaurant, as opposed to
Well, to tell you the honest truth, I've been a little turned off seeing all of the videos that I've kind of, and I love pasta. I love pasta. That I would rather order takeout from the restaurant so I don't have to deal with like being in the corner of somebody's video.
Oh my god, no, I literally thought the same thing. I'm like, can you imagine? Okay, I mean, I know I'm the unmarried I'm the unmarried one here, but imagine I'm out with that on a first date or like a sneaky link. And see there in the back of somebody's TikTok and shove food at my mouth and hold hands with a random man like, hello.
It has honestly turned me off from going, and I'm kind of waiting for like the TikTok hype to die down, and then maybe I'll go and check it out, you know, at that time. But yeah, the camera thing is.
It's a lot.
Jodi, you so saw Spice's pregnancy post. Is me take the picture, you know, girl. She never tagged me. She did not tag me.
No photo.
Spice. Oh my gosh, you know, I'm not gonna call her right now. She did not tag me. Oh. And I can't even call her a bitch because she's afraid of. Wait. Spice!
Call her. What's she saying?
She's right here.
Oh, hey, girl! Hey!
She's right here. She has never left my side.
Join us.
Yes, win some. Buzzo. So we have some other things to talk about. Now, I mentioned this on Saturday, right? Spice, we're talking about this on Saturday. You weren't downstairs. But also, I get stuck on like the wrong side of TikTok, and I got stuck on like bathing TikTok. Bathing TikTok.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yes, like
wait, do you mean like people who say that they only bathe one time a month and stuff like that? Because I was briefly on that side of TikTok, so it was very weird.
Sorry, not the bathing one time. The people who don't bathe properly, or things that I'm learning from that video.
Or wash their legs and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, or they go in and they rinse off. Or I saw this video of this guy and I never thought about
this. This is why I'm glad I don't have TikTok
he's like he has an arm.
But I've never been stuck on that side of TikTok, so I can't relate.
Yeah.
But
she belching because she's pregnant. No, so what he was saying, he has a rag for like his face, and then like a rag for his body, and then a rag for his booty hole. And I was like, yo, your laundry machine must be like. But he was talking about like, and I was like, yo, that's so like.
Wait, you know, why do you use a rag for your face? You
or like what's
hands to wash it?
No, I use like a brush or something. I use a silicone brush, and then I
use my hands too.
And then I have my my silicone brush from another silicone brush from my body, and then when you're washing the booty hole, I just go in with my hand and you just wheel, just scrub, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking maybe I should include like a rag separate and apart, you know, because the guy was using a rag.
Enjoying that.
No rag for the booty hole.
I don't use a rag for my booty hole.
I don't either.
I Tiffany and I do what you do. We just
there.
Get up in there.
But then okay, so this girl had this YouTube video because now remember I'm stuck on the wrong side of TikTok and YouTube now, right? And she's like, all right, so when you bathe, you're not braiding properly unless you take your finger and you like rim a little bit in there with the soap. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
Rim a little bit?
Like, you know.
Why do you have TikTok? Delete the app. Delete the whole app. Delete the whole app.
Wait, so are you pushing a finger in your own bottom?
I don't know what the girl was. I'm not doing that. I was like, yeah, but I don't understand why the first centimeter of her butthole needs to be that clean.
Much.
It does. What do you think? Exactly, saying so.
Yeah, Spice never on that either.
No, she said no, girl. So then, you know, still on the wrong side, this guy was saying, oh, this was on Their Dream. Yeah, we know you don't like it. So, on Their Dream, when this guy was saying, like, what is your worst sexual experience? And, you know, Their Dreams kind of crops out, yeah. So this guy goes, boy, I have this hot girl, you know, one of them Instagram hot girls, and she bent over for her backers and she had toilet paper roll up in her bottom. And immediately he, like, lost his oomph.
But of course.
So I was like, yeah, because she's not on bathing TikTok. You know, you come from
but
the club.
Also, I don't...
That means she do-do in the club. If you think about it, that means she do-do in the club.
No, but it's not even just that. Like, y'all don't... I don't know. I feel like women, especially single women, y'all don't walk around with these little wipes. Like, to go wet.
I mean, I just don't think I could do and then go and have sex.
Me either.
Especially with somebody that I don't know. First of all, I would never even be able to do that with my husband. Like, I have to be clean. Like, I have to know. Like, when I'm clean, I'm confident.
Right.
Yeah. So that's when, right after you do that, you know you're gonna have sex. I think that's when you use a little one finger rule.
I mean, that would make sense though.
The rim rule.
The rim rule.
But that's how come like I never understood like how people can just like, you know, like come home from the airport and then like see their boo and have sex. Like, I'm not going to be confident. Like,
first of all, airports is gross. Like, I never want anybody to touch me.
Right?
If I come off of a plane, I literally need to shower immediately.
So like
I need to unpack before I do anything. I don't wee, I don't doo-doo, I don't eat. I have to
Me too,
unpack.
actually.
I
I
have
don't
to
understand how
unpack.
people live out of suitcases for 2 weeks or
In its entirety. Like, as in I put
everything
away the
has to be
suitcase.
put away.
Yeah. And
the
then I
suitcase
will
has to be put
go,
up.
use the bathroom and shower.
No, but I agree with that because you're also touching the dirty suitcase while you're doing all of that.
Yeah.
So-
Can I
Yeah,
ask the
unpack
people in the
and then-
comment section that are parents, have you had your 6-month baby fall off the bed? Unbothered 876, if you're asking because your baby fell off the bed, everybody's baby fall off the bed. Levi, I can't remember what
I've heard
age he
so many
was, he
stories
fell off the
about
bed, it
that.
was horrible. I was so tired, I never had help that day, and he was just kind of scrunging, and I didn't even know I fell asleep. I honestly did not know. When I heard the budoof bang, I was so shocked, and it was the other house where the floor was hollow. It was horrible. I didn't know how. I was lying down watching TV with him, and I guess I just dozed off. It happens to everybody. Don't feel away.
I mean, obviously, as owner and dog parents, I can tell you, I can't even imagine how like very stricken you must be because my puppy
That was my first
puppy fell off the
child.
bed. And I called the vet at like 10 o'clock at night, like, oh my god, is my puppy going to be braced? I was like, I was looking at
Unbothered
everything so much as a
876.
baby. You know,
She
like,
says she feels so horrible. It happens to everybody.
Don't worry
You'll be
about it.
fine. The baby is fine. I'm hoping no bones are broken. Yeah, girl, it's gonna happen to you too. Just you'll be fine. It's fine. It happens to everybody. It's quite a scare. No man's nice, you know, because the baby, you know, she don't have a baby, so these things are coming again, you know. But we know Nicola toy, and Nicola's probably drop off the bed already, get ready again for what do you think the baby's name is gonna be?
I was just thinking that.
Nicolisha. Nicola Ray. Ooh, but it's nice to have a baby for these names, you know.
Sorry, how about the vibe?
But I mean, like, I think that there's a lot of things that happen to moms that make us feel shame, or we're like, oh my god, I'm the worst mom ever, and the truth is it happens to so many
And that's the
other
thing, I
moms.
feel like people are probably
too.
so ashamed of it that they don't even want to talk about it to realize that other people have been there as well, you know? So kudos to that person for actually asking. Because lots of people are so ashamed, and it's like, it's not you alone.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not you alone.
Definitely not you alone.
No, definitely not.
Rasta Isha. Well, you know, it's a Rast baby.
So what is the other point?
Paprika. Okay, so we're done with the bathing. We know how to bathe now. We get a rag for every section of the body. Use a 1 centimeter rim. Robin says only 1 finger though. Alright. She won't name the baby after her extra. Oh, I didn't think of that.
Oh
You're
my
right.
gosh, yeah. The names are from the...
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, guys.
So no
okay.
name-
I'll think about it for next week. Alright. So, the fireman on top of the transportation said you're going to
Wait,
let
hold
her.
on, fireman? She tired.
She's tired because she's
Rest her
pregnant.
body.
So
the fireman was on top of the transportation center.
Is he bring the red?
No, but if he did, he needs to stay up there, right?
No,
Yeah,
I
he
saw
gets up
that
there.
somebody was up there, but I didn't know it was a fire person.
he had on his fire hat and the fire pants and a Jamaican
I just had a
flag.
Jamaican flag and I was like, well, experience a suicide mission.
He's saying, because he put out a video, there's service up there. Big up yourself, Digicel. But what he was saying is that, you know, the wages that the firemen get is not enough. So he was standing up for justice and equal rights, and you know that, and I think a lot of the civil servants in Jamaica and our, what is not the civil servant, public sector? What would be teachers and public sector?
workers.
They are some of the most important people in our society, and I just
And
find look
severely
what the teachers had to
underpaid.
go through the other day, and they're underpaid.
It's crazy. And firemen don't.
And right now,
Their
fireman
salaries
hardly gets anything he
insane.
wants, so the fireman's skinny.
Yeah.
In public, because the fireman's supposed to be beefy and eating cornmeal and corned beef and cornbread at the firehouse. They're probably not eating much down there. Skinny man. And look how many fires. Up to Saturday, I called 110. It's a number for the fire brigade. because we're having so many fires.
I think they said it was like over 50 fires we've had.
Oh my gosh.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so I mean,
He took himself down. He slid down so professional. He slid down.
I know,
Like
you
a
know.
cool thing. Like.
No,
I just
slid
think
down
it's
the
really
transport
sad
center.
because these people play such an important role in our communities and especially teachers for the upbringing of our children. And I really and truly just feel that I don't know how.
Your cousin says hi.
Which cousin?
Ali Bird.
I don't know how these people
Oh.
willingly go into these professions knowing that they're going to be paid so crappily, you know? I mean, and they're giving so much, like a fireman gives so much of his
A
time.
nurse, a teacher.
It's
They
so
all
much.
do. I think it's insane that people who are vital to the day-to-day running of our society and the growth of our children and just like our own safety and all of that are being so severely underpaid.
And I mean,
We are nothing without them. So
no,
it's
we
like,
aren't. And I mean, like, there's so many, you know, everybody's like, oh, the government, like, money, there's no money allocated. I mean, I
Use the money where them collect down at customs for every piece of goddamn shoes me bring in.
I mean, I do feel that there's maybe you should be helping financial planning of the government because, like, I do believe that there's sectors that you can take and give towards. You know, I
No,
don't
man,
feel
it's
that-
crazy. I feel like, especially like for me being in the financial sector, when I meet with these people and finding out how much they actually make, it's insane. Like you expect these people to wake up every day, bring themselves to work super hard, not thinking about the fact they're already stressing about how they're going to give their children lunch money next week and that's like how
Put
do you
food on
expect
the
people to
table.
function at full capacity when their mind is usually elsewhere, and you can't blame them for that because hello. And even when it comes to like just how they deal with other people and stuff, like I'd be miserable too. If I couldn't figure out how much I was going to get bus fare and food for next week, I'd be miserable too.
Yeah.
You know, like it's that you can't expect people to bring their best selves to work if you're not paying them.
Yeah. And you know, that's one thing that I thought was so.
Oh, okay.
That's
Passion
pretty
caramel.
fancy.
I
There's
didn't even get
something
a taste.
You know, you kind of want to be paid your worth. So you
Right.
feel good about yourself when you go home from a job, even if you've given a little extra in that job that day, then that's fine because when you feel that you've been paid your worth or you're getting a good salary at the end of it, you're willing to give more.
Oh, for sure.
And you shouldn't have to ask for that, you know?
Right,
like if you're going above and beyond, then yes, ask for that. But you shouldn't have to be asked to just pay what you're worth, you know?
I agree.
And I think it's something that a lot of Jamaicans don't understand. They don't understand their worth, and a lot of employers play on the fact that
They exploit them.
Yeah, play on the fact that, you know, and then, you know, when you're feeling unhappy in your job and you're feeling resentful towards your boss, I think that's where a lot of stealing and, you know, well, I'm just going to take this, or, well, affirmating that, you know, or like, you know, at the hotel, I was speaking to a hotelier the other day and they were like, you know, the thing that gets stolen the most is our lines, because, you know, a lot of the people who work in the hotels behind the bar will be, oh, it's just 3 limes, I'll just take that, or, oh, this is for me, but he's like, it's stealing. And, you know, a lot of times you just feel resentful towards your job because you're giving so much and you're like, fine, I'll take an apple, I'll take a loaf of bread because I don't get enough. So, you know, when you're not paying your worth or you're not paying these people enough to fulfill a basic lifestyle or basic needs, and that's when you get into all of this.
I think we're kind of getting into something that's a little bit above Tuesdays are tricky, but do you think that maybe the ministers and our prime minister, they're maybe getting a little bit too much pay? Like there's such a disparity.
I don't think so.
No?
Based on my experience and what they like, the money's not going there, but it's like, okay, but where's the money going?
Yeah.
Because when you see like these government ministers and like councils and what have you, like they're not. I feel like everybody's straight across the sector, but there's clearly leaks because where's the money going?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because you look and you see somebody did like a audit on Jesus.
The weave.
Yeah, somebody did an audit or they brought out numbers of back again to customs. Because you've been hit by customs.
Oh, this morning I get a clearance email about customs.
So, but where is this money going? Because even the people at customs aren't being paid well. But they're not going. I feel like they're not going to call out and say we need to be paid better because they're getting so many kickbacks from out at their job that they're just like, You know what I mean? They work with a little company. Say, yeah, man, bring in all of the things. Just pay me a little money, and you can bring in all of the Nerf gun. Them. Thanks for that, by the way. You know, it's just. Do you think our opinions of all of this will be reflected in the package that the PNP will bring forward for the next election?
This is you. Whoa, this is you though.
I think that being a lot older or a little bit older and seeing the country and seeing the country and seeing where downfalls are and seeing what could be made better and seeing just how violent things have gotten, especially with having children. You know, it's not just about me being in my Cherry Gardens bubble, because you know there's things out there that affect me even though I'm not directly affected. And I think that if I don't step outside and really question these things or be aware of these things, then nothing will kind of happen. Like I won't, you know, I think I need to evoke.
I think my issue with the opposition, even the party in power, I feel like everything is so politicized as opposed to like for Jamaica. Like it's almost like, okay, if the government says X, the opposition has to say Y.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think somewhere along the line, a lot of our politicians on either side have lost the patriotism and the love for Jamaica and the actual want to see Jamaica get to a certain place. Instead, it's just like, okay, well, I want to be in power, and we're like tit for tat as opposed to actually doing their jobs and caring about the people.
Exactly.
So it kind of bothers me because I don't know. I'm not sure if the opposition can do that because it's like they're both literally doing the same thing, just like tit for tat, tit for tat. If them say they want build a road X, they're like, no, we deserve the road. Why? Like why? Why can't you just like actually look at what's going to be beneficial to the country in the long run? And we see it even when like governments change over and parties change over. We see that like a government might have started something when they were in power, and the other party that comes in, instead of continuing
they go out of their way to not continue.
Exactly, and I'm just like, but if it was something that was beneficial for the country in the first place, why wouldn't you want to continue that? It's like it doesn't make sense to me, and both sides do it, so it's kind of like, well, what do we do?
Because we vote them in and we vote them, and we're voting on you to benefit and to help Jamaica, and it's almost like what you're saying, this whole, you know, this.
Well, the thing, I'm not speaking about her in terms of a party or anything, but the thing that I really liked about Lisa Hannah is that when she writes her articles and she comes out in her little blog or that she explains things to us on a very basic level. Like she's not using extraordinarily big terminology. She's not using these words that have like 26 letters behind it. She's explaining things from start to finish terms. And how the actual process works and how it goes. And that's why I really like, that's what I like a lot about Lisa Hannah's articles. And that also gives me, the reader, and the Jamaican people a better understanding of what should actually be going on in government and
because they speak, I believe a lot of the times the ministers, sometimes I'm a doctor, they speak in terms that I cannot understand, and I think they look at me and say, yeah man, if I sound like a smart, the people are going to think that I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
But you are looking at it from what I've realized in talking to people, and I guess because I have clients like all over the country and in different areas, different sectors, all of that.
Big up yourself.
I realize that we, especially people on social media, we are the minority. And so you might think like, hey, I like when people explain XYZ, but then you also have people out there who will literally be like, no, if he's talking the same way as me, then he's not smarter than me and therefore clearly cannot do his job well. But I will say though, I feel like explaining things and why things are done and how things will affect each individual in the long run plays a vital role in how you run a country. So a prime example would be the other day, Customs posted about the whole you can't bring your feathers in from Carnival or whatever, and people in the comments were literally like, because they didn't explain, they didn't say why, they just said, yo, you can't bring the feathers in. People in the comments are going crazy. They were like, why, this don't make no sense, focus on other things, blah blah, when all you had to do was be like, hey, you can't get bird flu, you can't bring bird flu in the country, it will affect our agriculture sector, it will affect XYZ. That's all you had to do. And then people have been like, oh, this makes sense, I see how it would affect me eventually. But instead they were like,
and then and then I guess that's when people are like, well, I'm gonna get my feathers in, I'm going to teeth a feather in. If I knew that I could cause bird flu by bringing feathers in, I would be like, hold up, wait a minute, Nobody bringing.
I think the feathers. I understand what you're saying with the feathers issue, but I also I wondered on that because if you're bringing in a purple feather, right? More than likely it's dyed and it goes into a steaming hot boiling pot of purple dye. So I believe any AIDS, drugs, bird flu gonna get dead in the dye.
Well, see that the thing is that I think that's bigger than me, but from my understanding,
they could have explained it better.
After doing like a research and seeing like certain vets and stuff speak about it on Twitter and whatever, you might think about that's in a creative aspect, but there are also a lot of people who make different costumes and you don't know the processes that everything goes through. So you can't guarantee. So even when people are in the comments being like, oh, aren't some of these feathers artificial? Okay, so how do you expect each customs officer who are this is not their area of expertise to be like, oh, that's a real feather, that's an actual bird, that's a fake feather, and like you can't, that's not their job.
Yeah.
You know? But as I said, it's just an example of like lack of proper communication.
Yeah.
So
wow. All right. So that was the government section for this week.
That was heavy.
So we went from washing your bottom to government. You know. So all right. The Birkin bag hype. Please, I don't find my style. Maybe because like you're a working lady.
No,
like
I still get it because like to me, and I know I'm probably going to get a lot of questions about this, and people are going to be judging me. But honestly, I feel like a Birkin looks like something I can get at Aldo. Like I understand there's like a whole like there's like a value to it and whatever, but I go based off of looks. I don't know about you guys. Like when I buy things, I don't think of like the design or whatever. If something looks good, I want it, right? But like to me, it literally
the straight black Kelly. It doesn't do.
It's giving Aldo like I could pay $60 for that, so I'd pay $60,000, right? Like it doesn't make sense to me.
And it doesn't suit my style. Yes, Tracy, there's bags. Like crocodile skin and all of this. And then you have some like female rappers, and that's how they show like that's how they flex. Like they'll show their closet full of like Birkins, and I just don't get it.
And then to me, I actually had this conversation on Sunday where I was saying to somebody like they were talking about like the value of bags and stuff, and they were like, you know what? There's some bags like I have bags that have definitely appreciated value, but I'm like, this whole concept of like, oh, but the Birkin like the value will increase and whatever. Who buys a bag to sell it?
Yeah.
Like, do you ever look at your bags and you're just like, yes, I'm buying this to sell it? Like, chances are I'm probably never going to sell any of my bags. The resale value doesn't really matter to me because I'm probably never going to sell it. So I feel like it's the same thing with Birkins. Like, if you bought a Birkin, how many people who own Birkins are like, oh, I'm going to sell it? Like, look at Kylie Jenner and her like huge Birkin collection. She's probably never going to sell them. Like, why would she sell them? She's already a billionaire.
And then what happens? Like, okay, so like you had the fall of Balenciaga. What if you have like the fall of Birkin and you're sitting on $500,000 worth of bags?
Boy,
who's get cook? I don't know. I guess that's probably why Hermes stays out the mix.
I'm not. I just can't see myself with that little granny bag. And then there was a video of how to correctly carry it because you have to leave the flap open or you can't. Like I cannot carry a bag here. I need a backpack. I need a strap. I need a. I need to feel
I walk daintily with the bag. I try to make sure that no scratch it, no pen mark. Like, whereas you guys have kids, like, can you imagine, like,
oh my god, no. Like Levi take his pen and like, mommy, look, right. Letter A, and like, A, my asshole.
No, I'm not. I love fashion, but I'm also not somebody who likes to pay a lot of money for their fashion. Like I love to see the girls with their brands. Like Jodi, there was this girl on, I think, was it Scan Media that featured her today?
I'm not sure.
Anyway, this girl,
it was on her page, and she always
she's so hot. She's so hot.
Just had a baby, and you'd never know. Her baby's like maybe like 3 weeks old.
What?
Yes,
she looks so good.
And I'm just like, this girl is so hot.
Soon tell you.
Yeah.
And she comes out and she's always in brand name things, like from head to toe. She's dripping in it. And do I love to see her? Yes. Absolutely.
Could I buy those things and justify it?
No. Like, but it's not my style. So I don't like this whole.
My style still.
You know what I'm saying? So for me to like even say that I'm gonna spend more than $100 on a bag, like that's heavy for me.
And then not only that, but living in Jamaica, like I have expensive bags, not a Birkin expensive bag, but I have expensive bags and I don't wear them out here. Like I'll be like, okay, traveling, and now with kids I'm like, traveling, where is my frigging It's not even a brand. It's like skip hop backpack.
I know, like I wanted an Adidas.
Stop looking at my back closet. You're like, yeah, there they are. Some
I overheard that.
Yeah, that one, the purple Chanel.
I know, like
how much
that
it cost?
But then I also feel like that's how people get caught up in and like trapped into debt and all kinds of situations that they can't afford because they try so hard to keep up with like what's trendy. Like, I mean, you like what you like, right? So granted, the Birkin might not be our style because we feel like it looks like a granny bag, or as I said, it looks like something literally I feel like I've seen at Aldo. But like, even I bought that bag before, so like when I'm going to use my Neverfull as an example because I feel like when I was right after I bought it, TikTok was all about, oh my god, the Neverfull is so basic, it's so boring, it's so
yes,
bad.
I was so upset.
And I was like, yo, I love that bag. That's my everyday work bag. Yeah. I have gotten my money's worth out of that bag, so I do not care. So you can't like. I think everybody gets so caught up in seeing all these people, just like how you and I can admire whoever this mystery girl is and be like, oh my god, I love that she's always decked out in design now. But to other people, it puts pressure on them because they feel like, oh, Jane has on full Gucci, I need to buy full Gucci. So
I'm going to try and be her friend. I'm going to try and be like her best friend. Like I'm going to slip into her DM. Hey girl, we got those shoes. Even though they clearly say Christian Dior. I just like, I'll tell you, she's like, you want some bars? I'm like, yeah. She's like, I'm a 6. Me too! Me too!
Are you a 6?
I will be for the bars and the shoes.
For the friendship.
For the friendship.
For the friendship, you're a 6. For the friendship.
Yeah, it's like the pressure to keep up with some people is, you know.
And so I feel like the whole Birkin hype is because of that.
Yeah.
I feel like all these rappers and stuff, because remember that Birkins were like old money back in the day, and now all of a sudden like one rapper buy his woman a Birkin and then everybody wants a Birkin, and it became a whole thing just because
old white lady bag.
The bag is so
and the only one I see
lame.
look good with it is Cardi B. Cardi B looks good at everything.
She does it.
It's not how much it costs, it's how you wear it. Correct. Buy with intention.
I tell you, go buy the $60 Birkin knockoff.
Tiffany can insure my Birkin.
I think so. Not locally though. I don't think we have anywhere locally that does that. Was I know.
Because for that amount of money,
it's property insurance.
Yeah.
Probably here too. General insurance companies usually insure those things.
All right, guys, we've wrapped up to Ion Miss. Thank you. I've been seeing compliment me. Thank you. I sent a blue heart back at you. All right, guys. I think this show has been super interesting. I just want to thank Tiffany so much for being here. We're going to put Tiffany's information over on YouTube in the description, and of course right here on Instagram. So if you have any questions, you can drop her a DM. If you're single, you look great, you can also drop her a DM.
No dates to bottle.
No dates. Take us to Buzzle. Take us to Buzzle. All of us. Bring your ring light. Yeah, bring your ring light. Be like, hey. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you. We never even get to talk about Carnival. Anyway, we'll see you next week Tuesday where we'll talk about Carnival and if Trace has finally washed her butt properly. Bye everybody, have a wonderful and a productive week.
Bye guys. It's so rude.